It's time for the beat, for the DJ to turn up the volume, to let loose of the things that have bothered you, to get on the road, get on the road, get
Welcome to Black Gym Gallery in Berlin. Between the 22nd of August and the 3rd of October, we're showing a photo exhibition by Swedish photographer Magnus Westerborn called Bikeriders for Jesus. And we have Magnus with us here today. What is the background of this exhibition and book with the same name, Bikeriders for Jesus?
Well, this Bikeriders for Jesus project that I'm showing here, it started as a real personal project. I had a need to do something personal with my photography, and I had met the leader for this group, Preacher Mike Arnold, earlier, and I decided to look him up and see if I could find him and ask him if I could come along with the group and do some kind of story, I had an intention first to do some kind of pictorial for a magazine or something. And after a while, because he invited me into the group, and after a while, after being with the group, I realized that there was much more to this story than what I first saw. That it was bigger than just for a magazine, and sort of the whole project grew on me, and it turned out to be an exhibition and a book, and there was much more in this than what you see on the surface. It was not just the bikes and the clothing and what first challenged me. They had an aim and a mission with their work inside what you could say the outlaw biker culture.
And who are these guys that you have pictures of here and that you follow? What's their story? Where do they come from, and how did they start this this bike riders group because it's called Christian Crusaders, yeah? And how did that start, and when did it start?
Well, they're called Christian Crusaders Ministry. This is a ministry, and like I said before, it's a ministry and not a biker club. And it started with Preacher Mike Arnold, who was the leader of the group, and he was kind of a bad guy from Texas that found a new way of life through another pastor that was called Tex, that sort of opened this world of Christianity to him. And Preacher Mike had a background with involvement in the biker culture back in the 60s and I think the early 70s as well. And so this Tex moved him up to Washington State, and Preacher Mike had decided not to be part of the biker community, but then he met a man up there who was a leader for a big club, and that sort of led him into to start the ministry inside the biker culture, because he saw there was a need for that kind of way of behavior in society, you could say.
Kids are flying in the air. The money is on fire. The bone we broke, not yet repaired, but the money is on fire. Get me bottle. I'm at the sunny valley of Colorado. I brought my daughter. I brought the finest liquor and some prostitutes from Düsseldorf. After all, life isn't bad at all.